Have you ever felt like you were sailing through a storm with strong winds pushing against you? As if no matter how hard you try, the path ahead seems increasingly difficult? We've all been there. And it's precisely in those moments that ancient wisdom can guide us. Today, we'll explore a powerful quote from Aristotle that teaches us a valuable lesson on how to face life's challenges. Because, just like the wind, not everything is under our control, but how we react can change everything. Aristotle, one of the greatest philosophers of antiquity, left an immense legacy. A student of Plato and tutor to Alexander the Great, he offered us knowledge that has transcended centuries. One of his most famous reflections invites us to think about the inevitability of adversity. The quote, "We cannot change the direction of the wind, we can adjust the sails," may seem simple at first glance, but it carries a profound truth about the power of adaptation. This metaphor of sails and wind was something Aristotle deeply understood. In ancient Greece, sea voyages depended on the winds to move forward. Sailors knew that the wind would often blow against them, but by adjusting the sails, they could maneuver around obstacles and find their way. Aristotle applied this same logic to life. There are forces we cannot control, but we can always choose how we respond to them. In this metaphor, the wind represents everything that affects us and is beyond our control. It can be financial setbacks, illness, or even unexpected changes in our lives. These are the contrary winds. Aristotle teaches us that instead of fighting against them, we should adapt. Think about how this applies to modern life. Often when we face challenges, our first reaction is to try to change what's happening around us. We want circumstances to shift to fit our desires. But in reality, the most powerful change we can make is internal. Adjusting the sails means adapting our perspective, changing our attitude toward difficulties. This allows us to keep moving forward, even when the environment around us is unfavorable. Just like a sailor who learns to use the wind to their advantage, we too can learn to turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Adjusting the sails isn't a sign of weakness or surrender, but of wisdom and resilience. The key to overcoming difficulties is recognizing that while we can't control everything, we always have the power to choose how we respond. Now let's bring this wisdom into our daily lives. Imagine you're in a toxic or stressful work environment. The first reaction might be to feel powerless, the mercy of the circumstances. But by adjusting your sails, you can change how you respond to the environment. Perhaps by redefining your priorities, setting clearer boundaries, or even exploring new career paths. What matters isn't what's happening around you, but what you do with it. Adjusting the sails can also mean taking care of your mental health during tough times. When the pressures mount, we can feel overwhelmed. Here, adjusting the sails could mean creating small moments for self-care, practicing mindfulness, or even asking for help. In relationships, instead of trying to change the other person, adjusting the sails might mean learning to communicate more effectively, understanding different perspectives, or simply accepting that not everything is under our control. In the end, what Aristotle teaches us is that true strength lies in our ability to adapt. Instead of fighting the wind, we use it to our advantage. In doing so, we become the masters of our own journey. Adjusting the sails is more than just a metaphor. It's a life lesson on resilience, about the ability to turn difficulties into fuel for growth. The good news is that, no matter where you are now or what challenges you face, you have the power to adjust your sails. Maybe you can't change the circumstances, but you can change your attitude, your approach, and your direction. And that in itself is transformative. Because when we adjust our sails, we discover we are stronger than we imagined, and that the storm may be just the beginning of a new chapter in our journey. So what do you think of this reflection? How have you been adjusting your sails in life? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more reflections like this. Together, let's explore more timeless wisdom that can transform the way we live. See you next time.